It's the AM show.
Okay, so are you thinking of building a new house but don't want to get stung in the wallet? Well, best you get a tent. Anyway, we've got the best tips on avoiding dodgy advertising and advice. Joining us now is Property Apprentice founder Debbie Roberts. It's always going to cost you money.
Yeah.
Big money, probably. But
yeah, and it's not a bad thing necessarily. I just think some of the marketing out there is really quite
tricky.
scary.
It's
I
tricky,
think
isn't it?
It's really tricky, and I think in some cases almost misleading.
So talk us through it then. What should we look out for?
So if you're looking at buying a home for a new build, make sure you get financial advice from a mortgage advisor who doesn't work for the person that's selling it to you, for a start. I've lost count of how many people have come to us saying, oh, we bought this property, thinking that it was going to be a good investment. We can't afford to own it. Like, how is that good financial advice?
It's the opposite of.
Yeah, exactly. And we see that all the time, so it's really frightening. And this is at today's interest rates. Interest rates are on the rise now. So I think if you're looking at buying a new build as a home, make sure you get independent financial advice from a mortgage advisor who's not got a vested financial interest in you purchasing that property.
The same goes with insurance and everything too, because the same guy will give you the mortgage, give you the insurance, will sell the place to you, and offer to buy it back maybe some stage as well. And
with the recent government announcements about new builds for investors, how you can still deduct the interest on the mortgage payments, that's increased a lot of demand for new investors. So what we're seeing now is that developers are sold, they've sold sometimes 2 years in advance, so they haven't even broken ground on some of those developments.
Yeah, so what does that mean then for people looking to build? We don't have capacity.
Well, it's not necessarily just a capacity issue. It's more a case of, you can get a pre-approval for finance to last up to a maximum of 6 months. If that development's not going to be finished for 2 years, anything could happen. Anything could happen.
What's a new build?
So property markets could drop in value. Bank lending criteria could change. If you're really tight on the finances,
you need 4
and
updates.
Bank lending rules change, you're not going to be able to settle that loan.
What's a new build?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's all up for consultation. So we don't know yet, and we don't know how long it's going to be tax deductible for. There's so many things that are still up in the air.
Big lofty goals. I don't know what the answers are.
One of the things that really gets up my nose at the moment is with this, with a lot of the marketing that we're seeing from people that are selling new builds to investors. They're crunching the numbers and saying it's cash flow positive, but they're not taking into account the fact that most people that buy investment properties are using equity to fund the deposit.
Get a second set of eyes over that independently away from the development itself. Property Apprentice founder Debbie Roberts, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
As always, good morning.
The team that has your back and will go into bat.